invincible. Good morning and welcome to MightyOxTrading. Happy Thursday. I hope everyone's had a great night. Ready for a great day? I have lost. Give me a second. I lost an important window. There it is. Okay. Let's look at the markets overnight. ES popped up to 63.11, which I believe might be an all-time high. I haven't looked. Down at 88, so that's what, 23 points in range. NQ 23,017 up to 23,151, so about 134 points in range. Copper. Tight range on copper today, actually. Very tight range, only about 80 ticks. Ultra Bond, only about 21 ticks there. Gold, falling. Looks like we have about 30 points, but pretty much straight down. Crude oil, only about 69, no, yeah, 69 ticks there. Natural gas heading up. Bitcoin sitting at just above 118 after falling back. There's a vote today on stable coins in the House, I believe. House vote on stable coins at 10 o'clock. Be interested to see what happens there. So that's why we said standard, whatever body posture you're choosing to take on this fine Thursday morning. See NQ rising up here. Expect a little pullback as it tickles the 100 EMA. Today we should have our interview with Kevin, the CEO of Funded Futures Network. Where is everybody? It's only one person here. Let's see if NQ pulls back or busts through that 100 EMA. Hey, Crypticon, how you doing? Doing all right. News this morning. We have U.S. retail sales and U.S. jobless claims coming up at 8:30. Advised on that. Carnivore is very good. Crypt. 48 hours is pretty much, the top you should really do. So, I mean, that was good. I do 36. every other day. Yep. On my eating days, I eat at least 12 eggs. Good morning, JC. How are you? And Q does continue up, breaks through the 100 EMAs. Yeah, script. I currently have 15 dozen eggs sitting in my fridge. Doing good, JC. How you feeling? Are you still healing? How long? What's the healing process for you? How long does it take? I want to get chickens eventually, not here, but when I once I move away from here. Wow, that's awesome. Do you feel better than you did before the surgery? I mean, is it like you can actually feel the difference? Still rising here. I see NQ rising. I see profits on the way. Yeah. Although it's pulled back some from the all-time highs there, Crip. But yeah, I'm loving the crypto rise. Yeah, that's just a matter of rehab, I assume, JC, just building up. Which reminds me, I haven't checked Coinbase lately. Let's see what's the altcoins doing. All right, my SHIB is back in the profit. Doge still sucks, but Pepe and XRP and F is all in profit for me now. Only thing red for me is Doge. Do you have any crypto crypt? Crypto crypt. That sounds like a rapper's name. Yo, crypto crypt. Oh, sorry. Nice. Oh, really? I didn't realize SHIB had gone up that much and pulled back. I hope to be, JC. I'm actually planning on talking about my goals, where I'm at now, what my goals are, what I'm doing to reach them, with anybody that wants to, that cares to hear about it. Probably gonna do that toward the end of the month, and make you all part of the journey, as they say. But we haven't decided on a place or a time yet. Crypt, and I'll discuss that when we talk about all this in a couple weeks. Pulls back there on NQ. We are about 15 minutes from news. Yeah, they do have an airport. Yeah, Texas is another option. We have a lot of people from Texas. Texas, though, we definitely want to do in the spring or the fall. We don't want to be getting killed by the sun. Yeah, or winter. Yeah. It's a nice pullback here on NQ. Though, it can sometimes get hairy down there in the winter months, too. I mean, like Robin lost power in an ice storm a year or so ago. Year and a half. Everyone, first of all, good morning, Hassan. Everyone, I'd like you to wish Hassan a very happy birthday. Today is his birthday. I will not say how old he is. He can say if he wants. Hey, MR. Good to see you. He comes on in about 45 minutes, MR. Which reminds me, I need to send the Zoom link to them. Somewhere here, I have a link. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Invite link. Pulls back. Excuse me 1 minute. You're going to see a Zoom window pop up. I got to make sure it's working. I didn't think about doing that earlier. There it is. Okay. We got to get rid of the participant thingy. There we go. Okay. It's working. Ten people here, only 2 likes. What's going on with that? Nice pullback here that I should have taken that I didn't. Kevin, the CEO of Funded Futures Network, will be here at the top of the hour or somewhere around there. Hassan, two things. If that was the case, I would just quickly mute. I wouldn't announce it. But number two, one of the benefits of the carnivore diet is you don't usually have gas. I mean, I used to on carbs. Yeah, it's bad. But on carnivore, it's very rare. Now, it can depend on how much dairy you have on carnivore and if you're sensitive at all to dairy. Which I'm not. Nice pullback here, giving back everything that it gained about half an hour ago. Dow pulls back. Morning, Amelia. How are you? Gold popping up here. Son, that's a little like me saying it's either going to go up or down. There's a little pop. News in about 5. JC Trades. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. I don't know if I recognize your name. If I've forgotten you, I apologize. I'm old. If I haven't and you're new, welcome. Oh, you're welcome, even if you're not new. It's a nice pop there. It's a 13.5 point candle. You're repeating yourself, MR. Pulls back after it hits the 100 EMA. So is YM. How long? First of all, congrats, ETC, and second of all, when did you pass? You could ask on their Discord. Oops. Okay, guys, I'm gonna mute here a minute and talk with my guest to see if he's ready to come on. Remember, news coming up here in a minute. Whew. Actually, I turned off the stream. me. All right, guys. Kevin, the CEO of Funded Futures Network, is about to join us. As soon as I find the little Zoom button here on my OBS software, there it is. There it is. And good morning, Kevin. How are you? Wait, hold on one second. 1 second. I forgot to turn on desktop audio. I think that's what I need. Okay, try that again. Let's make sure you're coming through.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yep, there we go. Guys, how does he sound? Is he too loud or too low? I can make adjustments.
Yeah, I can adjust my mic too if you need.
Let me real quick in my Discord just send a message that you're live. Okay, sounds great.
All right.
All right. So how are you this morning, Kevin?
I'm doing great, man. Doing amazing. Good to be here.
Excellent. Done any trading yet this morning, or do you trade later in the day?
I have not traded. I haven't even opened my charts. I usually start around the open or just before the open. So,
all right,
an hour to go, but yeah, I haven't opened my charts yet.
All right.
Yep.
I do want to thank you for being here with us today.
Yeah, man.
Funded Futures Network has definitely popped up. My radar higher than it's been, within the last 6 months to a year, and definitely is one of the best in the industry at this point, I would say. So I would love to start off by hearing your story. Tell us your background as a trader, and what made you decide to get into this crazy world of prop firms.
Crazy it is. You can say that again, man. Yeah, I mean, I back in 2008, I bought a course from a friend. It was a Forex course. Was still on CDs. I think there were like 72 CDs or something in there.
Wow.
And I spent the next 2 years studying markets, learning candlesticks, and it had so many strategies in it, that it taught market profile, and very basic. Started out with what's a candlestick, and it went all the way up to market profile and taught you about strategies. What it didn't have was what I deem the most important is the psychological side of trading, is that it didn't have it. Taught you all the technical aspects and taught you what makes markets move and who trades but it never really taught you how to execute or warn you even. So I went on a trading bender for about 6.5 years, trying to make it work on my own. Went through CFDs, for options, traded Forex. I traded a lot on sim, trying to find out. And of course, as you know, a lot of times you make money on sim and you go to a real account, and then that just drains quicker than what you put it in there. So 2014, I found futures, found a mentor of mine, and he introduced me to futures. And yeah, that's been with futures ever since. I mean, I've dabbled in options. And I still trade like stocks. I buy stocks, for a month hold or 2 month hold or whatever the case may be. But futures been my main gig since about 2014. I quit my day job 2016, and yeah, I've been trading futures ever since.
That's awesome. And yeah, you make a great point here that the thing nobody tells you when you start trading, and it's any kind of trading, is how much the psychological part of it is the big part of it. Anyone can learn to read a chart, but the mental part of it, of actually being able to execute and knowing when not to execute, not getting FOMO and all that, nobody tells you that when you start off. That's maybe the most important thing.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, and that's 100% the most important thing. And I mean, my consistency has been. I mean, still, I struggle with everything today. Any good trader that's worth his weight in gold, you know what I mean, is he'll tell you that the struggle never ends. It's a daily thing. You never snap that light on and just figure it out. And, oh no, now it's easy, because it's not.
Right.
Your mind plays tricks with you on a daily basis, and things change, market changes, your financial situation changes, and that all affects your trading.
Oh, definitely. So, what made you decide to go from being a trader to wanting to be a part of this prop world and starting Funded Futures Network?
So we had a little Discord where we used to mentor people for trading, and we were on the receiving end of a bad prop firm. And we were hanging out in the Discord one day, and someone mentioned, "Why don't you just start your own?" And we started small. We started it. We got everything going, got everything working, and it was initially just meant for like the internal people of our Discord and one other group, and it grew out of that very, very quickly. We wanted to focus on customer service because that's what we thought was lacking in the market, and the live dashboard that we've had since day one. So I mean that's something that you'd have to wait for to end of day. Saw an opportunity in the market. I mean, back then, I think there were only like 4 or 5 future prop firms when we started. I mean, there's hundreds today,
Yeah,
but they're
it's
popping up
insane.
all over the place.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, it was a decision made between myself and my ex-partner, and we started it, and it was meant to stay small. And I mean, again, we know he's near the big boys, but and we're okay with that. We're okay with that. But again, we'd rather focus on helping and servicing our current traders than blowing up and waiting 24 hours or 48 hours for a return on an email and things like that. So
Absolutely. I mean, that's kind of the same mentality I've had with my community and live stream. I would
right,
never want to be like the biggest where I can't communicate with each member of that comes into my chat, comes into the
agreed.
Discord. I like that more friendly family feel than just where the chat's flying so fast you can't even talk.
Right, agreed. I mean,
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Okay.
No.
I was gonna say, so FFN, you've been around for a little over 3 years. Is that correct?
Yeah, just a little over 3 years, going on 4 years here. It's been the last year. We started focusing a little bit more on growth. And again, like I said, it's a slow grow. We're not blowing up, adding 1,000 traders a day, but which we prefer not to. So, but yeah, we've grown substantially over the last year. Changed a few things. We just changed our news rule. I know a lot of people weren't a fan of the news rule, and then yesterday we look in the comments in our Discord. It's like, oh well, the news rule kind of helped us stay out of this BS. So it's it's like, I mean, it's a catch-22 situation with the news. I still don't trade the news, and I don't trade FOMC days, things like that. I mean, and that's what the news rule was based around. But
Yeah. Before I ask my next question, in the YouTube chat, Greg Trades YM. He's wanted to say, "Hey Kevin, it's been years since you've spoken, but it's great to see you here. I still sing the FFM phrases. Love you guys."
thanks, man. Appreciate that.
So next, my next question is going to be a 3-part question. How has FFN evolved over the 3+ years, and
Mhm.
then what has been the biggest challenge since you started, and what's been the biggest surprise, the thing you didn't expect when you started the prop firm?
So I'm going to answer the last question first.
Okay.
I didn't expect to get as big as what we are, for sure. I didn't expect to grow. I didn't really expect it to be what it is today. I mean, it's bigger than what I could have ever thought of or dreamt of. To answer that question, and then how we've evolved, I don't think we've changed a lot since we started. We haven't changed a lot of rules. We shortened up a few things like the standard and express accounts. We shortened the days to pass a little bit. Again, we didn't go to 1 day passing, and I think we won't ever go there. To me, that's just it gives false hope to traders. Again, like I said, we haven't changed many of the rules. We changed our news rule for the better. All the rules that we changed over the course of the last 3 years, and I think it's only been 1 or 2 or 3, were to make it not easier for the trader, but to make it easier to pass, but still install good habits with the trader, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's always the discussion about rules changes: is that does it instill good habits? Yes or no? Does it help? Yes or no? That's always the discussion point when we do change something. But yeah, I don't think we've changed a whole lot over the last 3 years, 4 years.
Better lighting. So, the news rules. I do want to say that is probably the biggest. I don't want to say complaint. The biggest thing traders talk about when they talk about FFN and why they might be hesitant. Now I know you recently changed the Powell speech rule.
Mhm.
um, so give us your thoughts on why you instituted those news rules that you have, and how they how they've the initial backlash has turned into some more maybe positive reviews.
Yeah, if you go look at our reviews, there's a lot of people that that say our rules have made them better traders. Now, the news rule for me is a big thing, personally. And again, the reason why is because I've been on the receiving end of like what happened yesterday when Trump said what he said. You're in a trade, you don't watch the news, you're not actively watching the news, you're not involved in the news channel, and all of a sudden, whack, off goes your account. And if you're scalping 2 or 3 points with 4 contracts and that thing runs 100 points and you don't have a stop on, or it misses your stop and the slippage costs you a lot of money.
Right.
Again, with a prop firm, you blow the account, costs you $100 or $80 or whatever it is to reset. But with a real live account, that really hurts. It stings. And again, that's why we imposed the rules in the beginning, because when we started, the Powell speeches were far and few between, and they just got ridiculous. They got to the point where he's like 3 hours on camera, and it was every other day. And that's the reason why we say, this is the rules there for a reason to protect. And again, watch the markets, watch what happens. So it got really, really ridiculous lately. So that's the reason why we took Powell speeches away. I mean, again, it was starting to become non-beneficial to the trader, because
Right.
every other day you can't trade for 3 hours at a time, and it really doesn't really do anything to the market. So again, looking at that, so just get rid of it. And all the other small little news events, like the little red ones. Again, when we started back 3 years ago, it was quite a bit less than what it is today. So there's more and more news events coming up, red and red and red. So we just decided to go back to T1 news. Again, some people yesterday in the channel there were saying, "Oh, you know what? We should have been happy with the news rule because it would have protected my 3 accounts that I blew today." But
Right.
again, that's why it's a one-off. So, but
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, it's kind of it's a two ways of looking at it. Yeah, the news rules do help, but people should also be doing everything they can to protect their accounts, making sure they do have at least emergency stops, if and
right,
all that. And yeah, you can blow through the stop or whatever, but
right,
the firm can't be responsible for everything a trader does, or putting in
of
so
course,
many protections that it's hard to
of
trade. So
course,
it's you got to
yeah, yeah.
find that balance, and I'm sure that you listen to the community feedback to figure
Mhm.
out what the proper balance is.
Yeah, we do. 100% we do. However, a lot of people that have the feedback that say things haven't been through what I've been through, haven't been through what some of the guys working with for me have been through. So again, we listen. Of course, we listen to suggestions and we take them to heart. And again, a lot of times it's the what everyone wants is a free account that's one day to pass and straight into a funded account. Now, number one, that's never going to work. I mean, we know that from history telling us that. And again, trading, you need to learn in a trading atmosphere, and you need to have something on the line, whether it's $100 or $20 or $50, whatever that is. Otherwise, you will never learn. When you fail, it's got to sting. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
And again, it's got to. That's the only way people learn. If you don't have any repercussions or any um, um, consequences to your actions, you'll never learn. You'll keep doing the same thing over and over and over.
Right. And then you'll
Yep.
never progress. And
Of
if you
course.
want to make a career out
Yeah.
of trading, that's never going to happen because you're constantly getting set back.
Agreed. No, believe me, I get it. There's other firms out there that want to trip you up. They want to put 150, make it very very hard to withdraw money. And again, we'd rather make it hard, learn the way, get into a funded account, than make it easy to withdraw money. So that's
Plus, you have a very big focus on actually going to live accounts versus sim funded, and earning most of the money in sim funded.
correct.
So, we talked to just I mentioned a little bit about a career in prop trading. Um, what do you think a long term career in futures trading can look like? What should traders be trying to focus on if they want to make this a long term career versus and I think some people come in and just hoping to make quick money and then whatever. But I think a lot of us want to be long-term futures traders, get us, like you have done, left your job, and
Right.
this is the primary income.
Mhm.
What does a career in prop trading look like in your eyes, and how do you get
Slow
there?
down. Slow down. Chill out. Honestly, like that you can for sure build a pretty good career with a prop firm. You can build up your account, and always on these calls, I call out one person, which I haven't got permission to use her name. It's a lady. She's probably one of our best traders, and she's got 100 grand, 150 grand accounts. She trades one mini, and sometimes she goes down to micros, and she sustains that account. She's had them for I don't know how many months now. She hasn't blown them up. She makes regular withdrawals, but she sized down. She aims to make 300-400 bucks. Some days she makes 1,000. Some days she makes 100. Some days she loses 300. She just again slow down. Like these accounts, people oversize all these accounts all the time. Think about it this way. You think about a 50 grand account. That's not a 50 grand account. You don't have $50,000 in that account. It's only as big as what your drawdown is.
Right.
So again, if you think you can make $10,000 a day with $2,000 in a broker account, go ahead. You can't. You can't. It's not sustainable, and I can tell you that from experience. And then I thought, well, the bigger the account, the more contracts I can trade, the better it'll go. And yeah, 20 minutes later, 40 grand was gone. And it's like, whoa. So again, slow down. I've blown up a 100 grand account before. I've blown up a 50 grand account, blown up a 40 grand, multiple $10,000 accounts. Learning to slow down, learning to not want to swing for the fences. We tend to concentrate on what we need at the end of the month, and we want to make it all in one trade. Chill. Just don't swing for the fences every day. Micros, 5 micros on a 50 grand account's more than enough to make a substantial living. When I say substantial, I'm saying 7, 8, 10 grand a month. And that, for most people that are trying to make it in the prop firm industry, trying to make it in the trading industry, will change their lives. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, we have one guy here in that comes in the live stream every day. Most days he's trading one micro,
right.
yeah, and he's making on an average day 200 to 300, and then but on the days where he says he's red, he's red by $100. It's
Right.
nothing that's going to destroy him on
Right.
on a regular basis.
That's
So
sustainable, man.
yeah, exactly. It's sustainable, and I mean he's a mega scalper. I mean,
Right.
and it's just like he takes a lot of trades every day, but he ends up green almost every day. And
No.
when he has those bad days, it doesn't blow him up. And it's like I see people that constantly blow up,
Right.
and I'm wondering, well, why are you? And they say, well, I was in with 3 contracts. I was in with this man. I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, and they don't learn, and it's frustrating because I very
Yeah.
rarely ever trade more than one mini, and
Right.
it's like,
Yeah, man. And again, dude, until I learned to do certain things like size down, I reset 10, 50. I traded for a prop firm back in the day when I started. We all use them. I'd reset 10 times in a day. And then eventually have to replace my keyboard and my monitor.
Yeah, I've been there too.
First thing you do is you lose 2 accounts, you reset them twice, and then you full port. And that's not helping.
Yeah.
So, and the problem is some days you'll full port and it works. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah, that's even worse because then you think that's going to work the next time and the next time, and then when you win from breaking your rules, it's worse than losing, at all. It's just like because then it starts the bad habits.
I learned that lesson the hard way, man. My wife came home one day and my office was above my garage. And she came home one day and she drove over something. She didn't know what it was. All my keyboard keys that were laying on the driveway because I threw my keyboard out the window. That's the day I blew the $40,000 account. And I thought I was being smart. And I put the $40,000 into a Kraken account and I was highly leveraged. And I thought, well, if I take a 10-to-1 leverage, I can make more money. And telling you, didn't work out that way.
Yeah, I can.
But you need to learn those lessons before you change something, right? And I think that was probably the turning point. The 100 grand was about 2 months before that. The 40 grand account was that was the last of the last. That was the last of my accounts that I had, and I that was money from my corporate job that I put away, and it was a bonus in there, and it was that was just like, I think that was my turning point in my futures career, because that's when I learned, like, listen, man, just make $200 a day, make $100 a day. Just get consistent at it first. Then you can size up, add a contract, get your account up to where it is big enough that you can sustain a 3-day loss, or whatever your trading journal tells you is the norm for you. I mean, me personally, I don't usually have more than 3 losing days in a row. So if my account can sustain 6 losing days, I should be able to come back out of that, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And again, that's how my mentor taught me how to look at your trading journal, and how to see how big account, or how to size up. And again, when your trade goes against you, close it. Like, I see this so many times. The guy's in a funded account, he's made $12,000, and he sits in that trade, doesn't close the trade, and eventually it just liquidates him. Rip, and he loses 12 grand in one day. I mean, I've seen people lose 30 grand in a day on an account. They build it up, and they just lose it in one trade, and it's gone.
It's the thing where, humans don't want to be wrong. So until you close that trade, you're not wrong, because
Yeah,
you get this thought, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. And that's honestly, it's one of the things I've been recognizing about my own trading recently is, when I'm back testing, I'm like, well, if it goes, one candle against me, that's where I should get out. And that's but then I'm in the trade, and I'm like, I'm sure this is going to turn around after this candle. So yeah, that's one of the things I'm now working on myself.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you the thing of being wrong is, and they got this thing running around, this saying, and again, I've said it. It's, you don't lose until you close. You haven't lost until you close, dude. Get that out of your head. That's going to cost you a lot of money and frustration, man.
Well, it's like the book, The Best Loser Wins. So
at some point, your trade is invalidated. You entered that trade because the market did certain things, right? So at some point, that trade will invalidate that trade, or the market will invalidate that trade. That's where you close. And again, my invalidation point, sometimes it's amount of ticks, depending on my strategy. Sometimes it's a swing low. Sometimes it's a previous candle's opening. It just depends on what strategy I'm trading. But at some point, and I've taught myself that, to put your stop there and don't touch it. Mm-hmm. And I don't. I mean, that's, I don't move it out of the way. I don't move it lower, because when I'm starting to move my stop, I'm thinking like a 2-year-old. I'm not thinking rational anymore. I put that stop in there when I was thinking straight. Now you want to go move your stop. Why you want to move your stop? Because you're trying to put hope in the market. You can't hope the market going in your direction. It doesn't work that way.
Has seeing all the, the way other traders trade, and seeing all the data that you get to see, has that helped your personal trading any?
I think it has. For sure it has. I mean, especially closing my trade. I mean, it irks my soul. And the guys, I don't know if there's any of you guys that have been in our funded accounts, but I will call you. I will hit you up on Discord if I see your account go in the negative too far. And I'll say, hey, quit, stop, go away. If you're tilting, if you're up, switching back and forth within 1 minute time frames, you're going to get a phone call. You're going to get something from me, and I'm going to tell you to go home, take a break. And some of them are mad at me at the time. I can tell. They don't say that. And then the next day I'll get the message, hey, man, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. I say, yeah, I know where you were. I'm sitting on this side, and I don't see everyone, But, I mean, again, now we've grown to the point where I can't catch every single one of them. But, again, I catch a lot of them, and I'll message them. And there's some people in our Discord. The other interview I was on the other day, was a guy that mentioned it. But, I mean, I think it has, for sure, helped my discipline.
That's awesome. I
can tell you what really worked is streaming in front of people. That really worked for keeping you intact, man.
Yeah, I mean, it helps me as well. I mean, I've gone from being a terrible trader to a decent trader now, but I think when you're streaming in front of someone, you're less likely to do the most stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to, anyone to see the fact that you just maybe put on your max amount of contracts, or you don't want people to see that you have a 50-point stop or any of that, So yeah, it does help with that.
And I think something else that's helped me too is talking over your trades. And I think when I used to stream in our Discord. We don't anymore. I just there's conflict of interest there, so I don't do it anymore. Um, Again, when I used to stream, I used to talk through my trades. And again, after I stopped streaming, still to this day, I'll sit in my office, dead silence. I'll have maybe music playing in the background, and I'll talk through my trade. I'll listen to myself talk, and that helps. It helps keep you intact because your thoughts are so quick and they change so. But when you start talking, you're out. You'll listen to yourself say, okay, wait, I'm waiting for this. When this hits here, that's there. This is here. That needs to go. I'll put it here. I'll do it here. You know what I mean? So talking through your trades, helps too. People think you're mad talking to yourself, but it's helped me, and I'll give it to a couple other people that are on my risk management team, that I've spoken to. And again, they've also said, talking through it kind of works.
Yeah,
So
I've made a suggestion to a couple of people that of that actually program journaling software. I'm like, in my opinion, you should have a way that a trader can verbalize their thoughts instead of typing afterwards or whatever, because verbalizing the thoughts, the text to speech type of thing would
yeah,
probably help more than trying to go back and after that trade's done and remembering how you felt exactly
agreed.
versus being able to talk it out right there and let it type out into the journaling software
Yeah.
right away in real time, basically.
Have you ever recorded yourself trading, like recorded your face and your screen?
Face, not
Yeah,
usually. I'm usually not on the. I record the live streams every day. Every one of my
yeah,
live
yeah.
streams for the last whatever many years is on the channel. But I
Okay,
usually don't have my face up just because I'm live streaming 3 hours and I'm
right.
probably
Yeah,
gonna do something stupid like pick my nose at some point.
I hear you. No, let me tell you, if you guys are struggling with trading and you're going on tilt, the guys who are listening, go and record yourself. Put your camera on, record your face, and then go watch it 2 days after you've done it. It's hilarious, and it's concerning because you will stare at that screen and not blink for longer than 5 minutes when your trade's going against you. It's kind of interesting.
That actually makes a lot of sense. I think that's great advice.
Yeah.
We're going to need to cut that out to a short and put that up on the channel at some point in time. Because that is an absolute great idea. And I'm not sure why, as a streamer, I never thought of that. That is a great piece of advice.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be. You should go watch it, but give yourself 2 days. It's crazy the facial expression, especially on bad days. Good days, it's okay, but bad days, man, you actually embarrass yourself. It's kind of crazy.
That is, yeah, absolutely. That is a huge nugget that we all need to
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
So what? So we've been talking a lot about what mistakes the traders make. What are the top 5 mistakes you see besides oversizing? What other challenge? What other mistakes do you see traders making? And what's the advice you have for traders in handling pressure and when things are starting to go against the trader that day?
Apart from oversizing, is closing your trade when you're down and walking away for the day. The traders, I see it every day. It's every day. Guy comes through, builds his account, and then loses it all either in one trade or in a one day. It just doesn't stop. Keep trading, and eventually just you must understand. And there's a guy that works for S&B Capital. I don't know if you're familiar with S&B Capital.
Yeah, I am.
They call him Shark. I don't know if you know him. So he spoke about, if you go watch his videos, he speaks about taking losses in the market. And me personally, I know some days it's one trade, some days it's three. My limit is three. I can't take more than 3 losses in a day or in a given session, and then my mind just goes all squirrely. I'm a very competitive person. I still am. I was in sports. I still am. And so when I lose 3 in a row, it really throws a curveball at me, and you're not thinking straight anymore. So, and I can see it with a lot of traders too. They'll lose one trade, then they'll lose a second one, and then they'll just go on tilt, and there'll be contracts flying in and out all the time, or they just won't close their trade. You know what I mean? So I think curbing your losses, whether it's dollar wise when you're at the dollar figure. I personally have a dollar figure per day, and if I lose 3 trades in a row, I'm done. No matter where, and sometimes it's 2. If I'm mad at losing that trade, I stop. If I catch myself that I'm upset about losing that trade, I'll stop. Because again, Mark Douglas, always in Trading in the Zone, speaks about, he says your entry is calculated, but your outcome is random. So again, it's whether you lose the trade or win the trade, it's irrelevant to your trading. If you have an edge that's 51% and your risk reward ratio is right, you'll have a winning strategy. So, I mean, that's for sure. That's for sure. One thing that I tell traders: just close your trade when it's invalidated and just walk away in the day. Just take a break, come back tomorrow. The market's not going to go anywhere. You don't have to be green every day.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone again wants to be right, and everyone wants to rush and thinks. And I've had this own mentality where if I have a red day, that feels like a wasted day. I wasted my time that day,
Right.
and that's the wrong mentality. You got to just realize that you just, as long as you're learning from that day, from whatever wherever you went wrong, whether it was just the market, just went against you that day, or you didn't follow your rules. If you're learning from that, it's not wasted.
Right. Agreed. No, a bad day is never wasted. I don't agree. I agree with you. It's never wasted, man. Always teaches you something.
Do you have any thoughts other than walking away about managing your emotions, like even in a trade? Because I know this is another thing that I've had to overcome is in a trade. I've had the habit of wanting to jump out quickly and taking a quick gain instead of following my plan, just because I just wanted to you get that stress when you're in that trade of you just want to be you want to grab the quick gain, and then of course that leads to your winners being smaller than your losers.
Yeah, managing emotions is one thing, and I hear a lot of people say keep the emotion out of it. It's like telling a car to run on without gas, to run on water. It can't. You're an emotional being. It just, the thing of it is you need to find out why you react the way you react. Why are you like that? And every person is different. I don't necessarily take quick gains. I mean, there's a reason why you do that, specifically to yourself, to your personality, and it goes right back to your childhood. How you grew up. You grew up without a father. You grew up with a mean father. You grew up with no parents. So you grew up in a loving home, and there were certain things that were instilled in you when you were younger. Were you homeschooled, or were you in a public school? All those things affect your personality, and your trading is a very personal endeavor, very personal game, and because everyone reacts different. That's why one person can't help the next person with their emotions, because I don't understand why you want to take gains quickly. I don't know why they do that, right? I generally don't do that. So again, for me to try and help you out of that situation won't even help. So you need to go find someone, and there's a guy, Randy Howell, that helped me. It's called The Trader State of Mind, and I'll send you the link to it. He's got a YouTube channel. He talks about a lot of different aspects and why people. He's a psychologist. He's not a trader, but he understands trading, and he's called a trading psychologist. And he gets you right down deep on knowing why you're as competitive as what you are. And I mean, again, for me, it goes back down to my childhood. My dad, I love him very much. He's not here anymore, and he, nothing was ever good enough for him. So it made me a very competitive person by instilling that in me, and that is why today I'm as competitive as what I am, and that's why I cannot take losses. I take one loss, two losses, maybe some days it's one loss, and it's like, and then I'm done. And I know when I clench my jaw, I sit forward on my desk. Those are one of my rules. Or I clench my mouse, or I start clicking buttons. Those are all rules that I have in place. That, hey, listen here, catch an emotion before it hits you, right? And again, you need to find out why you do what you do. And again, when I used to mentor people, I used to do the psychology side of things, and it gets bad. I mean, there's seven depths of why. Have you ever heard of that? Where you go 7 levels deep, and you ask yourself, why do I do this? And you've got to be honest with yourself on every answer. You go 7 levels deep and just ask why, and eventually you'll get to the net result that you want. And that, again, why do you do this? Because I don't want to take a loss. Well, why can't you take a loss? Well, I don't want to feel like a loser. Well, why don't you want to feel like a loser? Well, because my dad used to tell me that, things like that. It all goes back down, all the way back down to your childhood, man. And I think that part of trading is what's missing in today's courses that they sell, and like it's completely missing, because I don't think anyone understands that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But once you've been through it and you understand that part of it, and instilling rules. Why don't I listen to rules? I mean, I was a rebel when I was younger. Rules, a lot of people today, rules don't apply to them. I was driving the other day, I was driving behind a guy, and the little flashy thing on the next to the road that tells you your speed.
Yeah.
It was 35 miles an hour. He's doing 50, and he was flipping the sign off. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, evidently rules don't apply to that guy. He's flipping the sign off. Like, why? You know what I mean? But it was funny as hell. But anyway, I mean, that again, rules don't apply to you, and then you'll break your own rules in that case. And I mean, again, I tend to not play by the rules a lot of times, so it's hard for me. It's difficult for me.
Yeah, I heard someone say once, and I can't remember where it came from or who it was, but that trading is a profession that will really help you understand who you are, and then the opposite. I mean, the circular thinking there is that the people that understand best who they are turn out to be the best traders.
Yeah, it teaches you a lot about what you don't know.
I have a question. I have a question here from someone in the chat. Wants to know why did FFN choose intraday realized trailing drawdown versus the other types of drawdown?
The other drawdown's dumb. I'm sorry. It's not. It's the other drawdown. I understand the concept of it because they want to protect their capital. But if you're in a simulated account, what are you protecting? To me, that just becomes a trip hazard. Now we chose it in our live account, like a broker account, because it's there. You've earned it to be there. So why should I trail you unrealized? It's not. That's a. I understand if you're building up your buffer to protect the company's capital, but we don't do that. Again, you've earned yourself that spot there. You've been through the ringer to get there. So why another trip hazard? You know what I mean? Right. We wanted to make the broker account as close to a real account of your own money as what it can be, and that's why we chose that route.
He followed up with the question: why not a static drawdown that's similar to if someone will open their own broker account?
It is a static drawdown. We don't have a trailing drawdown in our funded accounts.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a static drawdown. Yep.
There you go.
Well, it trails you by $100. That's how far it'll trail you. It trails you by $100 and it sits. So when you get into your funded account, an 150 grand account, you start at 155. It'll trail you to 155, 100 and stop, and it'll stay there forever. Awesome. We have a realized drawdown in our evaluation. So we don't have an unrealized drawdown evaluation.
Yeah, I mean the realized intraday I think might be the best one, because even with end of day, I know at times I'll be up in an account and I'm like, well, you know what? If I lose what I made today, then I'm just starting back at where I was. And that's not a good mindset to have.
Correct.
So that's why I wish more firms offered intraday realized, but I guess only Rhythmic offers that, and Tradovate doesn't. So any firm that's using Tradovate can't even offer it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, again, it's like you say, it's there so you can stop and say, listen, okay, I need to stop for the day. Let me just quit for the day. Just make another quick $100, another quick $200. That quick $200 turns into a blown account very, very quickly.
Absolutely. So, what's gonna, Funded Futures Network? You've been listening to the traders. I know you've been making the updates, like we talked about the PAL. Do we have anything else coming up, in the future that you have planned, for FFN, whether it's based on user feedback, whether it's just based on new ideas, anything coming up in the future?
We do, and I mean the staff know this already because I did it on a previous interview. But yeah, we have a platform coming that's not a app. Well, it runs on a browser. So I know a lot of people have asked for a browser app like Tradovate. Again, Tradovate's not taking on any new people. We did ask, so again, that's out of the question for now. So we have another app coming. It's not an app. I mean, it runs on it runs on a browser. I can't say what it is.
Okay.
It's something that people know well, but it's coming. It's coming. And we'll be the first ones to connect Rhythmic to it. So that gives you.
Oh, interesting.
I
Interesting.
can't say what it is, but anyway. So we in the testing phase now. We thought it would be ready by now, but it's not. We had to get the copy trader figured out. We had to do that, different things like that. But so I mean, it's coming. I'm going to guess probably a month from now, maybe a little over a month.
Awesome.
But yeah, I think that'll be good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
excellent.
the other thing that's really stands out is again, for people that don't know, you can use the MotiveWave app with us if you want, which is also a pretty good app. I've used it. I'm not a big app on my phone trader. I like sitting behind my desk and watching things live. I don't like driving in the car in traffic trying to close my orders. But yeah, they can use the MotiveWave app if they just choose Edge per X. It's free and they don't pay for it. So I mean, for those who don't know.
Yeah, I don't trade on my phone. I would end up fat fingering something and
Oh yeah.
destroying everything.
Yeah.
I like big screens.
Yep. Agreed.
Let's see. Someone, I'm just taking a couple questions here in the chat. Someone
Sure.
asked about if there's going to be a trader meetup. Do you have a trader meetup planned? And
We don't well, there is trader meetups, yes. We don't have one set date planned yet. But yeah, we will, and we'll announce it when we do. Yep.
All right. Let's see here. Someone wants to know if MotiveWave Mobile will have copy trading. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know. I guess I don't know the platform that well. If you can just ask in our Discord. I'm not 100% sure if it has copy trading. I'm assuming it does, but I'm not 100% sure.
Jabs just says he doesn't think it's possible in the MotiveWave app. Thank you, Jabs.
Oh, okay, thanks, Jabs.
So, yeah, I think we've covered a lot. So, I'm just looking over my notes here. Give me 1 second.
I've got a question for you though.
Sure.
So, what stands out about FFN for you?
I think
choose one thing.
One thing. I just think the overall focus on the trader. You don't hear any complaints about payouts or about payouts being denied, or the biggest complaint you hear about FFN is, of course, the news rules, and that's if that's the biggest thing, that's good because that's just a whatever.
Right.
No payout denials, no long waits for payouts, no any of the stuff that's tripping up traders in other props.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't denied a payout yet. I mean, not that we're planning to, but I mean, the only time we have denied a payout, and it's not really a denial of a payout, is when the banking's not right. We'll send an email and just say, payout refused, and then just got to email back with the right banking details. That's happened a couple of times, and then if there's not enough money in the account, that's the only 2 times that we've actually denied or refused a payout is because of a valid reason like that. But yeah, no, we haven't denied a payout yet.
and that's wonderful. And there's very, very, I'm not sure if any other prop firm can say that, because it's just, and I think that's something traders that are using props need to think about more when they're choosing props versus just going for the overall cheapest possible. Cheapest possible. It's going to allow 20 accounts because they think they're going to be able to copy trade 20 accounts and be able to psychologically handle 20 accounts. And yeah, obviously there is the occasional person that can, but most people need to learn to handle 1 account before they get the delusions of grandeur of 20.
Agreed.
And you need to look at more than price when choosing a prop firm.
I agree, and again, you got to look at a lot of people say, when I do the risk manager calls that we offer, I do a lot of them because I like speaking to people, I like speaking to other traders, meeting other traders, and we've actually become pretty good friends out of some of these risk manager calls that I do. But you're going to look at mitigating your risk. And, when you look at mitigating your risk in a trading world or in a trading sense, it's not just your R&R on your screen. It's copy trading 20 accounts with a 50 megabyte internet connection. I mean, you got hundreds and hundreds of orders flying around and pings back and forth between the two systems, and something goes wrong and you lose an account, or and then they always come back and say, oh, but it's your system. No, it's not. It's 90% of the time it's an internet connection problem. And they're sitting on a island somewhere trading with Wi-Fi, hotel Wi-Fi, or what's going on? And then we send them the speed test, and it's like 12 megabytes up, 7 down. It's like, okay, well, something's wrong here. Again, it's when you look at your risk. I mean, me personally, I don't trade on my phone because to me it's too risky. I don't want to miss an order. I don't want to miss my phone jumping from one tower to the other and missing 500 ticks in the market. I just, to me, that's risky. Sitting at my computer where I can see everything. I've got 4 monitors. I can pull my stuff up. I can see everything. I can watch everything. I've got a stable internet connection. I've got a 5 gig line coming in, 5 gig line up and down. And that to me is mitigating your risk as a trader. Again, I've seen many people lose their accounts because they can't close the order because the internet got disconnected or whatever the case may be. So I mean that all goes into your risk management. Think about that for a minute. I mean, I don't use a cordless mouse because I don't think the button clicks fast enough. Cordless mouse dies the minute you forget to charge it, and the minute you want to click and close your order, the mouse is dead. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? And then you're frantic. And then I can tell you, something like that happens, your whole week is screwed because now your mindset's changed. Now you're scared. So I mean that all goes into risk, risk management. But
that's a great point. Yeah, I was using a cordless mouse, and I recently switched to a corded. It takes a while to get used to realizing it's not going to go everywhere with you, but it's definitely a safer thing. Someone asked about copy trading. At what point do you think a trader should start? How do I want to ask this? Do you even recommend copy trading? And if so, at what point in the process do you think that a trader can upgrade to copy trading and handling more than one account at a time like that?
Me personally, I don't believe in copy trading. I don't. People say it mitigates your risk. It doesn't. Just makes you a bigger drawdown. That's all it does. It doesn't mitigate your risk at all. I mean, you'll take 7 days to blow 5 accounts versus 1 day to blow 1 account, and you'll pay $700 versus $100 7 times. It's the same thing, right? So again, I'm not a big fan of copy trading because I think it elevates your risk because you've got to watch 5 accounts. And again, like I said, with risk management, you got to think about the platform you're using. You got to think about your internet connection. You got to think about watching that. And I've seen many people blow 2 accounts on 5 because the copy trader didn't close 2 of their orders. Why did that happen? Who knows, right? Again, it's up to you to mitigate your risk. And again, look in the mirror. What do you do to mitigate your risk? Don't just blame it on someone else. Mm-hmm. So when you're copy trading accounts, you can make more money across, but you can lose just as much. You're not mitigating your risk. You're just giving yourself a bigger drawdown by sizing down in an account, which is the right thing to do. So, I had a discussion yesterday with a guy, and I don't know if he's on here today. And he copy trades, and he knows I'm not a big fan of copy. I mean, he's been with us since we started, and I've had multiple calls with him. He's on my risk team. And again, when you copy trading, you're risking the other accounts that you're not watching. Okay, sure, you can see it on your platform. What happens if it doesn't close and the market spikes? Off goes those accounts. Only it needs to happen once. Again, for you to realize that. But again, copy trading works for people. We offer it because people wanted it. We didn't in the beginning. We didn't even offer it in the beginning. You only had 1 account. You had 1 account. And people were all copy trading. So we opened it up for them. Again, is it good for the trader? I don't think it instills bad habits. It actually helps them a little bit because they'll size down in 1 account, which is great. The only thing you're doing is you're giving yourself a bigger drawdown, which is great. I mean, you have, that's the right thing to do is go smaller. But no, I mean, copy trading in a general sense, not a big fan of it. Personally, I'm not.
I agree.
I think once you get consistent, and to answer your question there, when should a guy transition? I think once you're consistent for like 3 or 4 months and you can make withdrawals, I'd say add another account, copy trade it, and then add maybe a 3rd account or 4th account, whatever the case may be.
So I just wanted to give you a couple of positives here.
Sure.
DJ2112 says, Kevin, shout out to FFN support. GW and crew are the best. And Greg Trades
Thank you.
YM says, I agree. FFN staff and support are top notch. Quick, too. So definitely have some fans here in the chat.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, we work hard at it. Those boys work hard, man. A shout out to those boys. I mean, they the amount of wrath they get from a tilted trader and get, oh man, I take my hat off for those guys. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be able to do it. They work, man. They work.
Greg also asks, any chance of FFM returning to being allowed 10 active funded accounts again, at least once a trader proves himself? He's just curious.
So I like to think of us as more of a boutique shop. Yes. And I'm going to say yes. The answer is yes. If you're in a live funded account and you've proven your worth and you pass another 5 account, there should be there's no reason why I would, but again, you're not going to do it after 1 month. You're going to have to be in that account like that lady. If that lady that has 5, that's had those 5 for the last, I don't know, 12 months, she asked me, absolutely, I'll give her another 5 accounts. You know, so I mean, again, yeah, the answer is yes, but it's not a general thing that we do. But again, once a guy proves himself, I mean, there's guys that have got, they've got 10 contracts to trade with on a 50 grand account, but they've grown the account. You know what I mean? Again, as long as it meets a risk profile, we'll allow it. But
Czar Trader asks, will FFN ever have Eurex futures?
We have the ability right now, but it is hella expensive. It's hella expensive. I mean, I like to trade the DAC. I mean, the DAX. I mean, again, I used to, back in the day, I used to trade the DAX with another French guy, and I liked it. But the exchanges are hella expensive. So again, maybe it's a thing in the future where we offer it for a higher price. I'd have to look at that. We haven't looked at it. We have the ability to, yeah. But, I mean, Rhythmic offers it.
All right. Let's see. Trade Marvin asks, have you considered any other account types like static drawdown? I think we already covered that, but he also asked about taking the consistency rule off in the funded phase. Now, the consistency rule goes away, doesn't it? After a certain amount? It
does go away when you go to the live broker account, yes. So okay. There is once you pass the risk tolerance and we put you in a live account, you have no consistency and daily withdrawals. So if you make 10 grand today, you can withdraw it today.
Mm-hmm. Trader 10 asks, is Funded Futures Network hiring at all?
No, but if we grow, we will.
There you go. Yeah. And he also asks, I guess this goes back to the copy trading. I didn't see it while we're talking. He says, is having 20 accounts and targeting $100 better than having one account and targeting $2,000?
That depends on how big your account is. Again, that goes back to your trading journal. How many losses do you take in a row? How many days do you go red in a row? Your account should be able to sustain double that. So, I mean, if you go on a $150,000 account, you have a $5 grand drawdown. You probably don't want to lose $2 grand in a day. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yes. Then in that case, my answer would be yes. It's better having 20 accounts targeting $100 because you can take 4 or 5 losing days in a row and still have half your account left. You know what
I mean? Someone wants to know if you're attending any trading conferences or shows soon.
Nothing that I've got planned. No.
And MR asks if you would like to share your personal trading strategy.
Dude, I'm a old dog with old habits. So 2-legged pullbacks, that's what I trade, and delta divergences. Those are 2 strategies, and I'll do some market profile, but I've steered away from market profile a little bit because you got to concentrate and you got to watch certain things. And my busy day, my busy schedule, I tend to miss stuff. So I went back to old 2-legged pullbacks, which is easy to see. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with 2-legged pullbacks, but it's been around for yonkers. And actually Mac from price action trading systems was a mentor of mine back in the day. So that's how I know 2-legged pullbacks. And then delta divergence is what I trade for a bigger move.
Sounds good. I want to say I've looked at two-legged pullbacks a long time ago, but I can honestly not sure I really remember much about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Elliott wave pretty much. You know what I mean? It's like it almost works same as the Elliott wave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trader 10 also has thoughts on customizable assessments. We've seen a couple other props have it where you can it's an a la carte system when you sign up, for the eval, where it's not just you can choose the amount of contracts, you can choose the amount of drawdown, and it kind of makes a price up as you're selecting how much of each you want.
Nothing in the pipeline, for sure not.
Okay. I've had this question twice. This sounds like a more personal question about the company that you probably don't. I don't know if you want to answer. Someone asked, "Is Jay still with FFN?" I've seen this.
He's not.
He's not. There you go. Any other questions before Kevin of the Funded Futures Network CEO? Before we let him go and let him trade as the open is coming up here in a few minutes.
Yeah, man, it was good. It was good being here. I enjoyed it. I love what you've done with your Discord, man. I mean, it's good to see. I know. I mean, we go back a few years, but it's good to see what you've done with it, man.
Thank you. Yeah,
a lot of hard work. I get it. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, it is. But it's been fun seeing it grow. And honestly, this community has been so good for me.
Yeah, I hear you. That's good, man. That's good. Good to see people thrive.
USC Sun asks, and I'll answer this. Do you ever have a sales greater than 50%? Now, let me answer this, USC Sun. 50% is pretty much a newer thing for FFN, because I remember when I first started being an affiliate with FFN, sales above 35% weren't really a thing.
Yeah, agreed.
So, I mean, again, we go back to, when you're looking for a prop, you got to go not just look at cheapest price.
Yeah, I mean, cheapest price, we could go back down to 80%. What's that going to cause? You know what that causes? Let me tell you what it causes as a trader. It doesn't hurt to blow up an account because you're paying $12 for an account. So $12 is nothing. You can have 50 of those accounts. What does that do to you as a trader, right? You have 12 accounts. I'll blow it. It's just $12. Blow it. It's just $12. And you keep blowing it. You never get anywhere, right? And I can 100% tell you that there's two people in here that have got their subscriptions from day one. They paid full price. And those guys have made withdrawals second to none. It's a mindset. It's a mindset thing. And I'm not saying a cheap prop firm is bad. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, as a trader, what does it do to you having something cheap? Same as I mean, we don't discount our exhibition resets. We don't discount that at all, because again, that's just going to make them blow it more often and instill bad habits in your head. It's only $12. Just blow it. Like I said, for a trader to learn, it's got to sting. And I mean, I learned my lesson blowing $40,000. I learned my lesson blowing 100 grand accounts, 10 grand accounts multiple times. I forget how many I've blown, but I learned my lesson every time. With a prop firm, it's a little bit less. It's $100. To some people, that's a lot of money. I understand. But then change. Look at what's wrong. That'll force you in a direction to change, right? So again, price. I mean, a lot of times we are the cheapest because we offer 50% off BOGO, which we've got going on right now. So you buy one, get one free, 50% off. So $75, you get 250 grand accounts, and you don't pay activation fee. It's a pretty good deal, I think.
Oh yeah, it's an excellent deal, and I always highlight that in my morning video. That it's probably the best deal going when that deal is going.
Yeah,
absolutely. Someone says, DJ 2112 says, Kevin, I'd like to meet you sometime in the future.
Absolutely.
And I will just take this one last question is, what hours do you normally trade each day?
I trade from 9:30 till 12. 12 is a hard stop for me. If I'm in a trade, I'm rarely in a trade that long unless it's running in that direction. I'll hold a runner on there, but I generally 12. I won't enter anything close to 12. 10 to 12, quarter to 12, I'm out. But 9:30, the market. I mean, sometimes I'm up by 8:30. I get to the office early here, and I've got nothing ready to do, and I'll dabble around, and I'll only do two-legged pullbacks before 9:30. I won't do delta divergences because I just don't think there's enough volume in the market. And the delta divergence is I'm looking for that manipulation. So that's what I'm looking for the reversal. And that I only do between 9:30 and 12.
Sounds good. Well, again, Kevin, I appreciate you being here today.
Yeah, man.
FFN is awesome. I'm glad that we're able to start, promoting more, seeing, more from FFN, and get that awesomeness more out there in the open, so more people can take advantage of that awesomeness.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you making the time for me here. I think we've got 350 grand accounts to give away here.
Oh,
I don't
awesome.
know if I don't know. Did someone send you the codes, or I can give you the codes?
Let me look. I haven't been looking at my Discord. Let me look.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there it is. Sorry, Jabs.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to ignore you.
There you go. Yeah.
We have 350K accounts to give away. So let me figure out how to do that. Whoever is interested in the 50K account, type in FFN in the chat, and then I will use a random number generator to decide the winners.
Right.
So I find a random number generator. Here we go. Oh, wait, random number generator. Okay, let's see. And we will cut that off in 2 minutes. So at 9:34 Eastern is the cutoff time for typing in FFN. 4, 5, 6, 7. Please only type it in once, Trader 10, because I'm trying to count here. Typing it in more often will not get you additional entries. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm ignoring you, Ace. 16. Ace doesn't use propfirm, so him typing he self-funds. Okay, I think I see 20. Okay, still got about a minute to go, and then I will run the number generator.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, and you for the guys who win them that don't know about FFN, if you guys are unsure or you have questions, on our website you can book a call with one of our guys. And it's a live call. It's not a pre-recorded piece of junk. It's actually a guy speaking to you. So, and then once you sign up, you can book an onboarding call. It's in an email, and that again is one of our specialists that gets your chart set up for you, so you don't trip over, clicking buttons and accidentally entering a order. And I believe we are the only ones that offer that. So book your onboarding call, get your charts set up the way you want them. We use different. We don't use Tradovate. We've got two other different platforms that we use. You can use NinjaTrader with us if you have a license. But make use of those onboarding calls. They're great. And again, you can just schedule a call, go to our chat function. I mean, we run an 11-second turnaround time on an answer, so which is no one else can touch that. I don't think.
Okay, I think we have.
I don't test everyone, but.
Buck, to answer your question, he said earlier that they will soon have a web platform available.
Yep.
So, okay. Give me 1 second while I bring it so you can all see that right. Uh, 753. We got 1, 2, 3. MR, Mervin, and Hassan. You are the winners. Contact me on Discord. Okay, those 3 winners. If you don't have Discord, let me know. If not, if you can contact me on Discord so I can send you the code, that would be great. If you don't have Discord, let me know.
Yeah, and if you go onto, if they happen to use your link, there might be a discount in there already. So then they just need to use the private browser or incognito window and go to our website and just put in the code, and it'll discount it to 0.
Awesome. And I thank you very much for that,
Yep.
for letting me give away those 3 accounts. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Oh, that's right. And Hassan won on his birthday. That's awesome.
Oh, nice. Happy birthday.
So I know I have Hassan and MR on Discord. The only one, Mervin, let me know if I can get you on Discord. And make sure you don't contact one of the 152 fake Mighty Oxen out there.
Crazy, isn't it? Wow. It's unreal what they do in the Discord with those fake names.
Yeah, I've counted. It's up to 152 since I started.
Wow. Wow. I don't even know where our count is. We kick them out daily.
It's ridiculous that Discord doesn't do anything about that too. Yeah. I once contacted Discord about someone that continued to do it. And you know what Discord said to me? I should contact them and ask them nicely to stop.
Oh my Lord.
I was blown away.
I was mind. I just like don't care. You know? Wow. It's unreal. I think, you know what, if those guys just put a little bit of effort into legitimate business, they'll probably do good.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, man. That's crazy.
All right. Well, I'll let you go trade since this is your trading time now. And I appreciate you very much for being here.
Thank you, man.
If you ever want to do it again, let me know. We'll be happy to have you on again.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you. Have a great day.
For being here too. All righty. Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.
It's my big face. All righty then. So Mervin, do you know? I think I see your message request now. Mervin, just to make sure you type in your. I'm going to assume this is you. Yeah, okay. It says it. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yep. Okay. Give me for the 3 winners. Give me a moment to get you your codes, and then we will be good to go. MR, send me a DM also on Discord just so I don't. Oh no, I see your name. Okay, Mervin, I just sent you your code. For those of you new to my stream, welcome. We stream every morning from 8 to 11, sometimes 8 to 12. And then we'll often leave the charts up after I'm off the mic. Feel free to stick around or come back. Give me a second here. Okay, I sent you your code, MR, and one last code, Hassan. Where are you? There you are. All right. Everybody's been sent their codes now. USC, 50% off, and then there's no activation fee. There's a separate code for that. And the buy one, get one. Is Greg still here? Greg trades YM. I forget exactly how the BOGO works. Ask Greg on the Discord, because I honestly forget I think you got to email support, but don't quote me on that. Sorry. Yeah, there you go. Amelia knows. Thank you. You know, Amelia, for someone who doesn't use props, you certainly know a lot about props. Yeah, I'm just joking around. I mean, it's awesome. I always appreciate the help. It's keeping all this information all this information straight is not easy. NQ trying to pop up here a little bit. Don't like it yet, though. Yes. But yeah. But BOGO's one at a time. So, like, you can't get like 5, you know. By the way, if anyone hasn't, appreciate if you would gore that like button for me if you haven't already. Ace Trades, how are you today? And yes, you could honestly say that one was rigged against you. Nice pop up here on NQ. It's a big pop.
Order filled.
I got in late because for some reason my button didn't click. How late did I get in? 4 points. Ouch. Yes. Yeah, USC. You can have both at the same time. All right, Ace. Oh yeah, okay, I'm logged in. And Q try to move up here. It's like it's struggling here a little bit at 126. Oh, pull back. Ouch, pulls all the way back to my entry. Darn it. No, the badly managed trade. I could have got 10 points. Trying to pop back up. There it goes. Boom. Come on. 40 seconds on this 3-minute candle. Struggling.
Target filled.
There we go. 10-point trade. Start off the day. Appreciate the help, Mervin. I admit I did not get deep into how that works, so I definitely appreciate it. How's everybody doing today? Looks like I got out at the right time. Wow. Yeah, let's push it back up. Nice ace. So you going somewhere tomorrow, Ace? Still working and pushing that blue candle here, but it's floating. I'm gonna say I think that was one of the best interviews I've done. It went very well. Tio, are you here? I'm gonna have work for you to do on that interview after this live stream's done, and whenever it doesn't, not like today. Whenever you have time, but there's some shorts in there. I'm sure we could cut out, and maybe even longer clips, maybe even just standalone video for the whole interview. And yeah, John, and that's on Tradovate. You know, Tradovate's here complaining about topstep dropping them and all that, but then they should open up to new firms. Thanks, dear. Market's still pushing up. Recent high was at 23,158. We're at 140-ish. To everyone who I didn't say good morning to, good morning to everybody, by the way. Still pushing up. That blue candle was maybe a valid entry. It wasn't touching the 9, but it was close. I should have taken it, but I didn't. Nice move up. Gold kind of choppy. See, Bitcoin making a nice move up. NQ, this might be a triple top. Gotta watch it. Overnight high was at 151. Recent high was at 158. And now this high is 157. So it's either got to break it or it's going to fall. Dow just pulled back. Let's see what NQ does here. ES pulls back. Yep, there's an NQ pullback.
Order submitted.
Trying a short here. Based on the 2-minute candle. For 131-ish. So far not working. And this is why I should use the 3 minute instead of the 2 minute. It's going to stop me out, I think. Maybe not. It's still fighting. Nope. Popping back up now. Or not. I don't know. Standard MR. I can't drive 55. Consistency rules better and slightly cheaper if I remember right. And I mean, there's no reason to just want less days. Just take it slow. You're welcome. Yep, gonna stop me out here. Maybe not. Every time I say that, it pulls back.
Stop, Phil.
Now it stopped me out. That was a bad trade on my part. I was thinking about the double top, and I don't play double tops. And I look at the rest of my indicators to tell me that there's a good chance it's going to continue up like it's doing. That was just a bad trade on based on something I don't even normally look at. That's why I don't look at levels. He was wrestling bears in Yellowstone a couple of weeks ago, so yeah, I think he's back to normal. Well, at Tio, when you do those videos and shorts or whatever, don't get the part where I forgot I was on camera and took a drink from my absolutely huge cup.
Order submitted.
Short. I said, Tio, when you go to make those videos and shorts, don't include the part where I forgot I was on camera and took a drink from my absolutely huge cup. You don't really need to over exaggerate the size of the cup. Look, I still have the zoom up. It's as big as my face. It's 50 ounces. Well, definitely not a comparison I would have made, but okay. So I would have had 10 points. I was greedy, and now I'm going to pay for my greed. It's not ATR right now. Yeah, it's only 16. Going for 20 was a little over exaggerated. Maybe not. Maybe my greed will pay off. Gonna put it the target at 10 points though. Or so. Purple candle on the 3.
Order filled.
Target hit. That was 10 3/4 points. Still going. Thank you, USC. Crypticon, I have a friend stranded in Chicago. Do you want to give her a ride home to Springfield? Bouncing on Q. Gold going up. Trying to come back down here. Looking, yeah, purple candle on the Saria. Oops. Went away. Gold's still heading up. Kind of trying to figure out where we want to go. I don't know where we're going. I only know where I've been. Hey, dude. No. No desk. No desk. He was upset yesterday at my desk filled with like a lot of supplement bottles as I was trying to get everything situated for the next 2 weeks. Couldn't get up there all day. I think he was trying to pull back here, but ugh. And there's the drop. Have a great one, JC. Looking for another trade in all the wrong places. Looking for trades in too many spaces. If anyone hasn't gored the like button, we can actually reach 30 likes today if one more person gores. How are we doing, everybody? Red, green, or somewhere in between? Sorry to hear that, Casey. Little pop there on NQ. Nice to see you in the stream, Casey. Haven't seen you here in a while. Gold going up nicely. Perfect bounce off the 100 EMA on the 3-minute chart there on NQ. No reason for me not to take that trade. Besides the fact that I didn't really notice it. In on the dock of bay, watching candles form away. Gold still moving up. Dow pushing down. ES up. Crude oil. Big reversal there. A cat just caught a mouse. If you let that thing go and it runs over my foot, I'm going to have an issue. Q pushing back up. No, he's never been a lap cat for me. He did lay on mom's lap at times, but he never really has with me. He hates being held. You hold him, he acts like you're torturing him. Yeah, he's orange. Yeah, I agree. Kev, no. You jerk. Dude, You don't jump up on the arm of the chair with a mouse in your mouth. And then when I scare you, you don't spit it out. I have no idea where it went. I don't know if it's dead. I don't know if it's under my foot. Now I gotta get the flashlight on my phone to see if it's right under my foot or not. Well, I don't see it, so I'm going to assume it ran, but I don't know for sure, and I won't know until I actually push back from the chair and get up after the stream. Please get video of that, Tio, if that ever happens. And sorry about screaming into the mic, but it did. I was a little shocked. Russell coming down. Glad I wasn't still on camera for that. See you tomorrow, MR. Sounds like a great evening. Okay. Oh boy. Well, I've thought about that, John, but I keep getting promised an interview from John Shelton. Skelton, not Shelton. Skelton. When Apex launches direct to funded. I'm probably going to reach out to Trade Day and Lucid for interviews at some point. Not sure if there's anybody else I should. Let me look at the list. Let's see, Bullnox turned me down. I'm not sure how good Fadias' English is. I could probably get ETF. MFU's, yeah, My Funded Futures has turned me down. Maybe Perdia. I'm slightly red today. I've done Josh before when Josh. I thought you were leaving, MR. I did Josh when TFD launched. I also did Josh when he was a member of Blue Sky. So, but yeah, we could do a follow up with Josh. I wasn't complaining you're still here. I was just surprised when you asked when you posted a comment. Will your lawyer will give you 30 minutes free law advice in the future for that? Wait a minute. Why do you need so much free law advice? Are you some type of a crime syndicate, John, that we don't know about? A Canadian cartel. Yeah, I figured that's what it was, John. It's kind of sitting here. It's not really going anywhere. I don't know where it's going. I only know where it's been. Nice, JJR. Good job. Dude, what happened to the mouse? Don't blame me. You startled me first. If I step on a mouse, I'm going to be really upset. You know that, right? See you, MR. Have a great evening. Congrats, John. Seems to be struggling to go higher. As I say that, it goes higher. Looking for 23,200 here. USC, you want me to leave the charts up again today? You're welcome, USC. Nice, Mervin. Good to hear that. Hope you have a great rest of your day, Mervin. Hope we see you around a little more. We have about 10 minutes to go here on the stream. That's an awesome job, John. Good to hear it. Enjoy golf. Have yourself a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Somebody took their like away. We were at 29 likes. Now we're at 28. Gold still moving up. Bitcoin moving up. We're moving on up. Ooh, ooh. Nice, USC. Cat's on my desk. Dude, if you accidentally take a trade from me, I'm going to be upset. Well, unless it ends up being a winner. Yes, I will feed you soon. Get your own phone. I don't see any other opportunities popping up here. Very, very welcome. Thank you for being here. All right, come on. Come on. There you go. All right, everybody. I want to thank everyone for being here today. It's a fun day, good interview, good trading. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day. We'll be back tomorrow to finish up the week. Till then, bye.